All right, Scott, welcome to your video breakdown, my friend. Let's talk frontside carves and roundhouse cutbacks. So I have some of your clips here to look over. You are surfing really well, man, and I love the speed that you're carrying through on your bottom turns. And so I think just with a few little tweaks on your top turns, I think we can get you doing those frontside carves better and those roundhouse cutbacks as well. So let's get into it. First, I want to analyze this video of Griffin Colapinto doing a frontside carve. And so I'll watch this in slow motion here. First thing I want to notice is his bottom turn. This is something that you already do super well, man, which is really cool to see in your clips. Like, you have great forward lean on your bottom turns. I mean, you see here, he's like just completely like over his front leg, or even further than over his front leg. But this is something you're already doing really well. Carrying speed and projecting to get to the very top of the wave, to get to your target with speed on your bottom turns. So let's talk about the top turn. We're going to break down this top turn here. All right, so I'm going to pause it right here. And we're going to break this down using the three areas of the body here. So that's his head, his upper body or his chest, and then his lower body. And so one thing that I think that we can learn from this clip is how he gets full rotation of his head on this turn. So you can see there, he's looking down the line at his target, and his eyes end up all the way back here to the pocket. And so I think we'll go look at some of your clips here, but I think being able to commit more with your eyes to look fully at the pocket in your turns is going to help you a lot. I think sometimes we sell ourselves short with our eyes, and the eyes are really the driver of any turn. Anything that we want to do in surfing, we go there with our eyes first. And so if we want to do fuller turns and we want to do those roundhouse cutbacks, we need to make sure that our eyes are dialed in, looking right back to the pocket. Next thing we can break down is his shoulders. Okay, watching the rotation of his shoulders here, we see that his shoulders completely follow his head, or his upper body completely follows his gaze as he does this wrap back into the pocket. But the key I want to point out is this inside arm. Dropping this inside hand and showing the palm always helps. I think I saw you doing this in some of those clips, and then sometimes kind of leaving that arm up. We'll go ahead and we'll review your clips in a bit here. But I think always remembering to drop this palm is going to help you get that full upper body rotation, so that you can come all the way back into the pocket on those turns. As far as the other arm, you're already doing this really well, kind of throwing that outside arm to also initiate the rotation. So really, I think the focus for you is that this inside arm, making sure that you're dropping this arm always. And when we drop this inside arm, it really becomes the pivot point for the rest of our body and our board to turn around. So this is a really nice cue to take in the water when you go to do those frontside turns, is to make sure that you're showing this palm to the beach and that you're dropping that arm every single time on your frontside carves and on your roundhouses as well. Okay, last thing, and probably the second most important thing other than the eyes, is the lower body here. So what's he doing with his whole lower body here? The main thing is this leg. I want to point out that this leg right now is completely straight, and this is basically an effect of him shifting his weight back onto the tail so that he can really change the direction of this board and get it to wrap nice and tight back into the pocket. And on frontside carves, we can really straighten that leg when we're surfing with a lot of speed. We can kind of get off the gas, get off of our forward weight, shift our weight back to really change direction. Roundhouses, it's a little bit different. Sometimes we need to stay forward on our board, but we'll see some of your roundhouse carves here where I think we really could have benefited from shifting our weight back more onto the tail and getting this leg straight. Because the more that weight that we can get back on the tail, if we have the speed to complete the turn, it just allows us to just turn really tightly, staying up high into the wave and really changing direction on a dime there. So, going through that whole breakdown there, honestly, the three main things to think about are the head, that inside arm dropping, palm to the beach, and being able to straighten that front leg and keep your weight on that back leg when we're really surfing fast and have a frontside carve opportunity. So let's go through some of these clips here. This was a really nice turn of yours, man. And I really, really, again, love the bottom turns. I think you're carrying really great speed on your bottom turns. I'm going to slow it down here. I love this. Nice and low are the bottom turns. Your weight's forward. This is great. Now, how could we have made this front side carve a little bit more intense, like Griffin Colapinto's there? I really like what you're doing with the arm here. We have it dropped for sure, so that's nice. I think if we watch this turn through here, it's that front leg. That front leg's completely bent, and it actually it leaves us lacking a little bit of turning power that we could have really used to get this board to change direction super quickly and get right back into the pocket with more speed. So I think getting that weight off the front leg, when you have this much speed going into the turn, you're doing the turn at the perfect spot on the wave. Just focus on that back leg. And then we can also look at the eyes here. I think the eyes ended a little bit there. We could have been a little bit more aggressive with getting the eyes back up into the slot here, or back up into the pocket. But all in all, I think the main thing on this wave is that front leg. Just being able to straighten that thing, having more weight on the back, and being able to change direction even quicker. Okay, next turn here. Let's take a look. Again, a very nice bottom turn. We didn't have as much speed on this wave as the last one, but let's break down how we could have improved the top turn on this wave. Okay, so I think, let's see if we can get a little faster here. I think at this point we're good. We got that arm dropped. We're starting to rotate. I think we still have a lot of space between us and the pocket right here. Just keeping this arm dropped instead of lifting it up and ending the turn a little bit early. Continuing to rotate around that arm and also committing to that rotation with your head. I think that could have gotten us closer to the pocket, and we would have really been able to like rebound strongly off of that white water there. All in all, still really good. I think just keeping that back arm down and really getting that head around could have really helped us improve this turn. Okay, we'll go to another turn here. Okay, if we break this one down, slow motion. Bottom turn, really sick. Like, I love how low forward leaned you are. You got a little bit better of that front leg extension there, or definitely more on our back leg there, which is nice. I think our head is the thing that's lagging a little bit here, and maybe even this arm. The arm starts to come up a little bit. I see our gaze is more kind of down in front of us instead of really getting back to the pocket and being aggressive with those eyes. And I think this front arm here, we could keep it down just a little bit longer. We start to pull it up. It comes down there, but we start to pull it up kind of right as the board gets on the rail. I think if we just committed a little bit harder with our eyes and keeping that front arm down to really rotate, I think we're banking off this section and completing a nice roundhouse there. Yeah, and that'll get your turns quicker to the pocket. You'll be ending your turn up here into the white water, being able to rebound off of it instead of ending it, sooner here before you even reach the white water. Okay, last turn here. Okay, this was more of a classic roundhouse opportunity. We had a lot of open face here, but let's see what's going on. Okay, again, we're going out into the flats here. We don't have a ton of speed like we did on the couple other turns. It's a much flatter wave. But these turns where you really have a lot of room to travel back to the pocket, that's when you really want to focus on keeping this front arm down and really getting that whole board and body to rotate around that front arm to get all the way back to the pocket. I think there the arm starts to come up. Our head, we never got our head or our eyes back to that target there. And as a result, we ended up the turn short. I think we could have really been banking off of this foam there into the white water. So those are the clips I wanted to go over with you. I think The three main points, if we're breaking down these turns from our head to our upper body to our lower body, it's committing with our eyes, definitely the most important thing. Keeping that left arm down so that you can rotate fully around it and make it back to the whitewater, especially on those roundhouses. And then on those carves, really getting the weight on your back foot so that you can extend that front leg and change direction even quicker and smoother. So let me know if this helps you out, Scott. Hopefully you found it useful. And keep surfing really well, man. I mean, these were epic clips. The waves look super fun. Lots of turning opportunities. So I hope you get some chances in the near future to take these cues out and try them out in the water.